What up, what up, what up? Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. What is going on, everyone? Feeling great. Man.
No, it's like the Christmas song.
What does that mean?
You can be happy and gay.
Okay, but I was
Is that a Christmas song? Yeah.
I don't know.
Am I thinking about the right one?
I don't know. But I meant to say feeling great. What's going on, everyone? I'm Shadell, co-host of Paging the Simpsons. I'm joined by my lovely fiance.
For the last time.
We're not there yet.
For the last time. I sound like a gremlin. Lauren.
And man, yeah. By the time you're listening to this, what? How long, is it?
5 days? Yeah, because
So
we're 8
Tuesday,
days, 7, 6,
Wednesday.
5. Yeah, 5 days.
Damn, guys.
Guys, when you're listening to this, it'll be 5 days till the wedding.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're filming this on Saturday, so it's 8 days before. I'm already not sleeping. Like, I already, had so many issues sleeping last night because I was thinking about everything and tossing and turning, and it's already happening, and I'm stressed. I'm nervous. Mm-hmm. And there's something new every day. Ever since we hit 2 weeks, there's been something new every day, whether it's the venue telling me, well, this changed, or you have to do this, or the tux place, or something is happening every single day just to stress me out more. Mm-hmm. It's great. So I'm ready for it to be here.
Same.
People are like, you're going to miss the planning. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, I don't know how you can miss the planning.
I will not miss all this part.
Yeah.
I will not miss it feeling like I can't have an actual job on top of this. Like, it feels like my job.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I won't miss all the semantics and everything that goes into it. I'll miss the day and how fun that is and all the moments and stuff, but no. I see why people who get married and get divorced and are with someone else, I see why they never want to get married again.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
And I mean, maybe that has to do with the actual marriage part too, but
it's a lot of money too.
But yeah, I see why they don't want a big wedding if you're getting married a second time, because
I can see why,
you're older, you have kids.
Where did we see it on? I think we saw it somewhere. I'm not sure if it was local news or some news channel or something like that, where what is it? The weddings that don't cost much, it was little over 1,000. Something like that, 1,500 for you to have a quick wedding of 8 people.
It was 1950, yeah. There was this popular venue someplace that's usually really, really expensive. And I guess they have a mini wedding option where it's literally an hour and a half long, mm-hmm. and you can only have 8 people there, watching. You don't have a bridal party. It's just 8 chairs, and you guys getting married. And then it's a mini party for an hour and a half, and they have them back to back. Every 2 hours, they have scheduled times.
Yeah, and I can see how that could be popular to someone that's hey, I don't want a big wedding, but I still want to have an experience with you, and we can get our closest friends or family and to join in. I can see how that could be popular for.
I'm 8 people though. That's hard.
Yeah,
that's really restrictive.
Yeah, it is what it is. But aside from all this wedding talk, I know we did a lot of it on last Friday's episode.
Yeah, you guys better have listened.
I want to talk more about data. And I know,
sexy.
You guys dig the data episode we did probably months ago. And I want to, kind of focus a bit more on that with some of the more recent topics that have come out about, our data being used here, being sold, with some company or somewhere for ad space or whatever. I want to kind of tackle this. So just another episode, just getting into the nitty-gritty of this data stuff.
The nitty-gritty.
And man, Black Friday just happened, right?
Yeah.
As we all know. And one of the things that came up on Amazon, because I'm sure we've all have, hopped on Amazon for Black Friday or Cyber Monday to see what deals are happening. And I'm sure you've seen that Ring was on a nice sale. I'm sure everyone got their nice little Ring devices and everything.
The doorbell, not a ring.
Yeah, the doorbell.
As we are approaching engagement season.
I'm sure you guys all got that. That's great. I'm happy for you. You're probably not going to want to hear this now. I'm sorry for you.
Wow.
Now, I will say...
Just ruin their Christmas.
I will say, I'm interested in looking at getting a ring somewhere down the road, but that's when I do more digging and, like, looking at understanding it.
You're gonna get me another ring? Oh, my gosh, guys. I'll be iced out.
Is it too late for divorce?
I can't say.
Missy's like, what did you say?
She's like, oh, you done did it now.
So, speaking of the Ring device.
This
is an article from, who's this from here? From Vice here. And they say how Ring went from Shark Tank's reject to America's scariest surveillance company.
Dun, dun, dun.
Man. So Amazon's Ring started from its humble roots as a smart doorbell company called Doorbot, which is wild because I don't know why.
Okay, well, people try it, whatever.
Doorbot. Doorbot.
Okay. Don't be making fun of them. They made a lot of money.
And now it's surveilling the suburbs and partnering with police. Now, I'm trying to find, what?
Awkward silence.
No, I just want to see if you had anything to add about this.
I was just waiting to hear the rest.
Oh, okay. Now, the thing with Ring, I'm not sure if you guys follow this or follow, the Neighbors app. I have it. I don't have Ring. You can download it, sign up, and you get to see, essentially people put videos up, whether you have a Ring or not, but it's kind of like if you have the Ring device, you can share videos and share what's happening in your area. Within a certain radius, and it's been interesting to see everyone's videos of oh man, someone tried checking if my car was unlocked over here, and then someone does it some other day and they show these videos, and it's become helpful. But the issue is Ring has been partnering with police and these different counties and states and stuff, and it just seems like granted, it's your front door. Nothing really is happening on your front door. It just seems kind of suspect. And would you want a police officer to have access to your video cameras or anyone really that you don't know?
No, I'd want to be able to. I'd give it to them if they needed it. I want the choice.
But it doesn't seem like that's being the thing.
I mean, the only thing I will say here is at least it's like an outdoor camera. You know what I mean? It's not like an indoor camera where they can see highly personal things going on, and that would be a lot worse. I feel like because it's just your doorbell. What are you doing in front of your own doorbell that
Of course.
So I'm 50-50 on it because clearly our privacy is an issue with anything that we have nowadays and a lot of things. So it's almost like we become numb to it.
Yeah.
As bad as that sounds, but it's kind of even if you're online, even if you got accounts in various websites and stuff, it just seems to be an issue no matter what.
So, man.
There's, identity theft and all that. I've gotten my cards charged I don't know how many times.
So Ring's stated mission is to reduce crime in neighborhoods, give hope to people who feel unsafe, can't trust the police, or simply want to take surveillance into their own hands to become watchers, which is cool and all. But because of that whole mission statement they're trying to do, they've pretty much cultivated a surveillance network around the country, which helps dozens of taxpayer-funded camera discount programs and more than 600 police partnerships. And essentially, with these police partners, they're required to promote their products, which I find interesting. So it's you guys can get into these Ring devices, but you have to sell these.
You have to sell the Ring?
Well, that's pretty much promoting it.
Police officers?
Yeah, they're saying police.
So what? You're going door to door and trying to sell Ring?
They're not actually going door to door, but I'm sure if you go to the police station and say, hey, man, I think someone's stealing my package, they're probably going to be like, well, you should get this Ring and we can find out. Stuff like that. Promote it.
That's kind of fishy.
Go door to door. Let me knock on this door.
Right?
Do you want a Ring device?
I don't have anything better to do.
I got it right in my trunk.
Right? Oh, jeez. I got candy in my van. You want some?
Oh, God. So Ring has done a lot. It's done a lot of great things. It's helped organize police package theft, sting operations, coach police on how to obtain footage without a warrant, and promise people free cameras in exchange for testifying against their neighbors.
Yeah, trying to get a footage without a warrant, but you're doing it in a in a way that seems illegal.
But you giving me access to the ring. See, I want to know the details of it.
So let me guess. This is in like the fine print that nobody reads.
That's what I'm trying to find if Vice states this, but I believe that
because they have to say it. I feel like they can't. I know it's the police, but I still think they can't not say it somewhere and this be okay. Because I feel like that's like tampering, and that's.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm trying to see. I don't know if Vice states it in this, but in October, 36 civil rights groups signed an open letter demanding to end to Ring's partnerships with police, new regulations, and a congressional.
Because again, it's not hard. Like, if I'm having an issue and I have the police involved for whatever the issue is, it's not hard to just give you a video if it's relevant.
Yeah, but see, I want to know. It looks like, I guess the police have like a portal. It sounds like similar to like what it looks like on Neighbors.
Yeah.
But my assumption is, because of course I don't know, Vice doesn't seem to like go into details on this part of it because maybe they're not sure on it. But I would assume this portal they can go on to probably shows the network of cameras they can access in the area within a certain radius. I would assume of whatever they agreed on with Ring, and they can check in on any one of those, and it's wild. Like, I know we don't do anything in the front of our houses. I bet the back would be more like, oh man, I don't want anyone coming, like, seeing the back of my house. Sure.
I mean, regardless, I feel like what you're doing outside isn't. Like, I'd be more worried if they're tampering with cameras, period. Like, if they're inside and if they're, like, it's more private.
Well, here's my thing.
Because really, what are you doing outside?
But this is, I feel like, the start.
Well,
where I feel like we're okaying it, where it's like, okay, it's the front of our house. No problem. Nothing happens there.
Well, yeah.
And then here comes Ring making, a security camera to go all around your house. And, you could also put one for indoor. And it's like, do I really trust you guys after you said you want to give police access to my...
I mean, to be fair, we have the freaking Google Homes, and I always told you I don't like those things.
That's great.
The Googles and the Alexas I do not trust. They listen to you all the time. There's actual proof. Like, they can hear everything you're saying. And they can... I'm sure they can record it somewhere and put it somewhere, and it's... I don't like it.
What are you saying? That... See, that's what... I don't mind the audio because it doesn't matter because I'm not saying anything.
But I don't want something listening to me in the comfort of my own home. The problem is we also have phones. So, like... We're screwed no matter what. But it's like, I hate the feeling of like, yeah, it's like it's not as private anymore. That's all it is like in your house.
Well, what do you expect, dog? Your cars are soon going to have cameras in it because they're going to be driving itself and they got to make sure, everything's staying cool in it. You're going to be monitored no matter what, I feel like.
Right. And like you said, it's the beginning.
Exactly.
It's creepy. Because where's it going to lead? See, that's the question.
I mean, it's going to lead to
you think it's funny, but people say about how like, oh, if like Teslas can like take over the driving and you can't drive it.
Okay.
That's a terrifying thought.
That's what's going to happen. That's what everyone's pushing to.
No. I mean that like all of a sudden one day people are like driving down the road, whatever, going to work, and then all of a sudden something like flips a switch and people try to like take control of the Tesla and you can't take control of it.
Okay, you have to worry about that with any car company. It's not just Tesla, so let's not give it that bad image.
How?
Uber's working on the same thing. Google's working on the same thing. Lyft is working. Every company's currently working on their own self-driving.
All
like,
this stuff, no, but what I'm saying is all this stuff is freaky. Like,
it is what it is. People die every day, B. I shouldn't say that. That sounds super insensitive. But I say that to say, you're going off, oh, this is what could happen. Sure, it could happen. Highly unlikely it's going to happen. Like, what?
That's
like saying, man, me having all these internet-connected devices, and you could just, flip the switch and come right into my house or something. Like,
what I find is interesting is, I think you said in the article about how, like, the Ring is for, like, police misconduct and stuff like that, too, to, like, monitor that.
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
It didn't say anything about monitoring police.
Oh, because I was going to say, like, no wonder they have access to it then.
Not bro.
To, like, see if what people are saying is true in this day and age, because we got to stick up for the police and all that. But
I don't. And
Like, I wonder if it's one of those where, like, they get the footage and can they tamper with it?
I mean,
and make it not real.
Okay. I mean, not unless they're real familiar with editing videos that well. Because definitely I feel like you have to be a professional to make it not real.
They could have a professional in-house. You don't know.
Probably not. You work for the police instead of having a job that could probably pay you a lot more?
Babe, FBI.
You're doing that with your time? What?
They can hire people is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I think you're going to the extreme.
We're going like extra
at the end of it,
here.
I just feel like Ring is a start of, hey, we're going to watch everything. You know, it's safer when you have Ring installed in your house and, you know, all around your house inside of it. You want to know what your kid's doing. And what was creepy, there was a video I was watching from some like news station. I forgot where, maybe CBS or something on YouTube, where they were like saying how, you know, of course cameras can get hacked and stuff. And they didn't name the one that this one got hacked, but it was super. Oh, and I think, what was it? They didn't name the thermostat also, but it was super creepy. This is the problem. You're not gonna like this story. I'm just gonna tell you this.
I can't wait to hear it.
In the video that this news station was, you know, had up on YouTube, they were showing you of different things of like someone hacking into their camera system and like saying like, you know, maybe they speak a different language and they're trying to talk or whatever. So there's one case that was super freaky where they had this baby. The baby was in another room sleeping, and they have a camera, you know, of course, watching the baby. So the guy goes, I think he says he heard voices coming from that room, so he goes in and like he like realizes it's the camera, and the room is super hot, and like the camera is sitting there. Whoever's like seeing this on the camera, you know, has the audio on, is like saying things. I can't remember if the guy said it was like in a certain language or anything like that, but essentially like trying to kill the baby because they had the heat like super hot where, you know, the little baby can't handle that. And of course the baby was fine, but yeah, that was like an interesting one. They didn't name any of the products, of course, because that can get into some legal thing.
But that's what I want to know, because I want to not get that one.
I'm sure, but I thought that was like interesting.
Oh my god!
But I also lead to the thing of like I don't think in this day and age I feel like people aren't educated on things because it's like maybe I'm naive to it, but I really feel like. Not that it's hard for someone to hack into your stuff, but I feel like people aren't going to go through all that work if you're not someone popping. Also, I feel like if you have a network that's unlocked and I'm just cruising down the road and I'm like, oh, this person has, you know, their Wi-Fi unlocked. I'm like, I can just ping right in. And like, I did this as a kid when I lived at my parents' house. There's something called like a packet sniffer.
What the heck?
It's a packet. Well, that's when you're on your phone. Okay, when you're on your phone, and you're searching for a website or something. It's sending packets data. That's essentially what it is. So a packet sniffer is
packet sniffer. That sounds wrong.
It's pretty much a log that shows you everything that's happening on the network. And let's say if you were to log into Facebook here or YouTube or something while I was on the packet sniffer, it's going to show me your login information and all this details, where you're going, all that stuff. So I could just be like, oh, I got your password because
wow, dude.
I remember doing that. And like my sister logged into like her Facebook or something like that. I'm like, oh, I see your email and password. I'm like, okay, cool. But like that's where I could see like, okay, you could be a target because someone could be outside your house chilling. You wouldn't even know. Be like, hey, I'm just here.
I feel like there's probably a way that they could get the password to your Wi-Fi too, though.
If you have an easy one, I'm sure.
No, but I feel like there's probably a way they can break into that. I'm sure there's a way.
Yeah, I'm sure you can run generators and things like that, but it's still, what is it worth? Like, that's also the next thing. I always go back
I'm not a hacker.
If it's not worth me doing that, it's like, does it matter?
Well, because think about it. If you get into their whole Wi-Fi, yeah, you could find like a bank password or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, then it's worth it.
Wait, get into the whole... That's not how it works, getting into the whole Wi-Fi.
I don't know, but I don't know how all this works.
Getting into the Wi-Fi, it's like a gold mine. No, like, they would have to use something like what I'm saying.
That's
like
what I'm saying. Okay, so maybe they do, and I'm saying, like...
But you would have to log into your bank account during that time that they're looking for something.
All right. I don't know. It just still seems skeevy.
They log into your Wi-Fi network and it's just there. Like, there you go. There goes their bank account information. Shoot,
fine.
I'm gonna go buy me a Tesla.
You know what?
I have to mention at least one time in every episode.
We already did.
Multiple times.
Uh-huh.
So it's just wild to me that we pay for these devices knowing that like there's a chance that police and other people can, get into it and see what's happening. But we're like, no big deal. It's not going to happen to me. Same logic I come with. Things like that is why like I set up like 2-factor authentication and stuff like that, where it's like, okay, you log in with your password, and then the second step is, maybe your another phone gets like a code or something for you to enter in on that.
Oh.
Like just a certain,
but not everything lets you do that, right?
a lot of stuff lets you do that.
Oh.
You just gotta go in.
don't
I'm
know
pretty
about
sure
that.
Instagram that you're currently on, if you go into settings, it may have it there. Like a lot of stuff has it there. It's just you have to have it set. But 2-factor authentication is an issue for me because whenever I go to set up like my own, whenever I get like a new phone, it's an issue because you have to turn it off because it becomes an issue. Are you literally looking for security? Maybe I don't know. Like it.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. Like a lot of places have.
I feel like initially it doesn't offer it to you though. I feel like you have to go look for it most times.
They never offer it to you. It's there.
Exactly.
But a lot of
Well,
people
yeah.
aren't
So
getting-
a lot of people don't think to do it then.
But my issue is it's a pain because, like I said, like I don't do it for the simple fact of, damn, you have to log in and then pull out your phone and then go check what the code is because the code is random every.
I know.
Like my work does it whenever I have to log on. Like it's a random code that stays there for like 5 seconds and then it goes away.
I mean, there's a reason your work does it though.
Obviously, because we deal with a lot of important information.
Money.
But I don't know. The world's crazy, dog. Which leads me into this next thing,
Dun, dun, dun.
which is Uber came out with their reports of having
God.
over 3,000 sexual assault claims that were filed last year, 2018, and its safety review. And now because the company has come up public earlier this year, I believe, they have to put out all this information to let you know what's happening in the company to let the investors know. So of course that's why this has finally come out. Granted that Uber's been around for 5-10 years maybe, I'd like to say. So I say that to say, how do you feel when you hear that more than 3,000 allegations of sexual assaults involving drivers or passengers on the platform in the last year?
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. One, that's why I wouldn't want to drive for Uber personally as a woman. And two, it's why I hate the thought of being in an Uber by myself. Like a few weeks ago, when your transmission blew.
Well, it wasn't transmission.
Oh, no. It was after the transmission when it was the stupid... They didn't hook on the bottom thing the right way. I don't know what it's called. And it started dragging on the highway, and we thought like his tire blew. And so we got off the side of the highway. We're on the way to the dog groomer, and we had like wedding appointments that day and stuff. And we're looking, and we don't like the tires don't look that bad. And so, but we thought it was a tire. Okay, that was our mindset. So we called AAA, and I called an Uber because I, conveniently enough, that morning had made like a super last minute makeup appointment. Someone was coming by the house like super like soon. And so with us waiting for AAA and then bringing Missy to the groomer late, I was not going to make it. And so I had to Uber back. And I mean, I got this woman, whatever, like she literally didn't say a peep to me. And her car smelled like smoke, which I don't understand why Uber allows that. But that's another story. And yeah, so like it was fine. But my point is, I hate the idea of having to take an Uber alone. And yeah, there's not really many instances I'd ever have to, but either alone or even with like another girl, like alone, like, I don't know. It skews me out. Like you can't trust people. it's a car. And like, I know you like on the thing you were watching, because they're talking about like child locks and how, you know, in our parents' day and age, they'd look at that as like a good thing because, oh, like your child can't open the door on the highway and roll out. But like now it's like, oh, okay, so you're screwed and you have no way out. Like that's terrifying. So like as a passenger, I hate it. I don't like doing it by myself, and I don't like doing it, period. But as if I was a driver, no, because the problem is with as a driver, you're in the front and you're focusing on the road. You literally you don't know what the passenger either has on them or can do to you.
Well,
like, you know what I think of, and it's gruesome, but I literally think of like, what if someone were to just take something and start like wrap it around your neck and start choking you?
I mean, they're putting themselves at risk, but yeah.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just, it's terrifying to me.
And that's why, this like the more than 3,000 like things that have happened are drivers and passengers.
Yes.
And it's like, I think we obviously know a lot more is happening to women than men, which is sad. And like, yeah, I mean, I don't blame you at all. I see, I wouldn't even take an Uber or Lyft just like if I don't have to. No, I'm not saying not every Uber driver, Lyft driver, or whatever that you call is going to be a bad person, of course. Right. But it's like you never know if you get that one person that's like off the rocker that's like they're looking to abuse someone. And like, man, with Uber coming out with this report, I'm like, they really, because Uber I guess is struggling to make money, and like they had to. I think like their business license or something in London like stopped or got canceled something, and I guess they were making money there. So Uber's struggling. So Uber's like, shoot, how do we cut down on these like sexual allegations and all these things happening? And it's like the only real way is to figure out a way how to make self-driving cars a thing, where it's like now you have to worry about just making sure the vehicle is clean. And I guess supposedly they're working on like some way of like some vehicle that like cleans itself or something. But
because that's a whole other thing, because say like they send their car out and they're like, you're gonna do an 8-hour shift or whatever, and it's like, how do you know like when someone puked in between, you know what I mean? Like but I assume there'd probably be cameras in that too.
There's for sure gonna be cameras. Like even with the Tesla, they have cameras in it because that's the mindset of like, hey, you're gonna use this as a robotaxi if you want.
Right. Because they also want to see if anyone's messing stuff up.
Yeah, so it's like it's gonna be constantly recording. So
because there'd be idiots. There'd be stupid people. They'd be like, I'm just gonna cut the seat. They won't know. Like
it's like, why would you do
something
that?
Stupid?
Like,
I don't know.
Totally see like on a late night,
something dumb.
Self-driving car pulls up and you're feeling drunk, and it's good that you're not driving. That's great. But as the self-driving car is trying to bring you back to your place, you go and throw up in it. And you're like,
well, yeah, I've heard that all the time.
It's like, that's disgusting.
See, I wouldn't, as a driver, I don't want to deal with that. No, just like, okay, like I have respect for these drivers that go during like peak times of like crazy rush hour or like to that's what I was gonna say, airports. Like, no thank you. That is not, I'm not about that. And honestly, you probably still don't even make enough to like justify it. Like, I feel like it's not like you're not rolling in money, and it's like that's annoying.
See, but here's that thing I feel like for Uber to like another way, because self-driving cars maybe a few years not possible right now. Maybe give it 5 years, we'll be there. But man, I feel like the only way you can kind of stop some people is by doing what we do at police, which is adding body cameras. Which, I mean, I'm not sure about. And the Uber drivers I've seen, I'm pretty sure they can't have their phone like out on their hand. It has to be on a stand.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what if, the Uber app they use is constantly recording, using the front-facing camera? Because normally it's in front of their face.
That's true.
Because I'm like, that'd be the best option. Because I feel like the only way this is going to stop.
That's true, because when I was in there, I was able to see her phone and like the map and stuff, so the phone could see me.
So like the best option, I feel like, would be the app to always record and like have like a team of people, which is going to be tough. True. It's going to be super tough to do because I don't know how that's going to work. But having like a team of people like constantly watching like these video feeds of all these Uber drivers separated to like maybe different states or something, or what regions of the world, something. But I feel like that's the only way when you know that you're constantly being watched, I feel
what
like
I will say
stop.
is in the comparison of things, I feel like, and it's not justifying it, it's all of it's bad, but I feel like 3,000 out of how many drives they get or whatever probably is small.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Because it makes me wonder if this ever happened in like the taxi day and age.
Most likely.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And back then, eyes weren't on it as much as they are on this. But it's like, think about it. It's the same issue.
Well, it's a society thing. It's not like an Uber thing.
People are still people, and people are gross. Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? So, like, I feel like this probably was always a similar kind of numbers game.
Well, yeah, it's always been a thing, but now it's like, oh, you can actually see it. And now, since we're purposely hitchhiking with random people we don't know, Uber pool, where you can like, tag along with someone that's going to the same place you are, similar, area, whatever. It's like, that's pretty dicey.
Yeah.
But I feel like that, I get, like, you can call 911 within the app, and, like, Uber, has their customer service ready to help you out and stuff. But I feel like a way to stop this is just have some constant, like, video recording. And if it's like, if you ever cut it off or put something, over it or something, it's like, all right, like, we're cutting in, we're going to call the police, or something like extreme has to happen.
Right.
Where it's like, okay, you can't do this. Like, you can't ride for Uber if you, during these times.
The one thing I did like when we were watching whatever news was, it was, they were saying how, like, if someone is accused of this, that, like, it's alerted to all the apps too.
Yeah.
Which is so important because, someone could easily be like, okay, screw Uber, I'm going to Lyft and I'm going to do the same thing. Well, like, that would be so bad.
It's something that they're starting to do. It's not something that they always done, but that's what they're looking to do. Again, they're a public company. They're trying to make their stock look good and their business look good. So,
you know what? That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. But the fact that you're only doing it to make your stock look good, like, you should have just done it for people's safety, period.
I mean, they would have done it a long time ago. But again, since they've become public, now, your company is going to be more scrutinized because it's like, okay, now you're putting out all this, like, information that has to be public.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, I really think that's needed. And I think, maybe I'm gonna. I was thinking something was like a felony if you do it, but I'm probably thinking of something completely different.
What?
I don't know. That's why I'm like, I'm not sure. But that would be super helpful because it's like when you have like a pedophile in your neighborhood and then like,
and you have to be on the.
I would like to be notified that like someone just came in my neighborhood. So it's like similar to that where Uber's like, hey, we got this guy that we kicked off our platform. Are you notified,
or is it just that you're on a list?
I'm not sure.
I feel like you're probably not.
It may vary based on the state, I would assume. Where if they notify you or don't notify you, but you can go on like some website to figure it out.
Well, yeah, it's out there.
But I'm just saying that to say, like, Uber's like, hey, we did this to this guy, just letting you know, here's all this information. You should probably block him also if he signs up.
Man, I always remember I found out in, like, I think I was in middle school or something, and I found out that there was a kid in my neighborhood that I went to school with. He was in my grade, and his dad was on, like, the sex offender list. And I was just like, this is awkward.
See, it's always tough because you don't want to judge people.
Right, and it's just awkward. And then, like, I was just always wondering, like,
because it's like, you don't
what
know what
happened, you know what I mean?
That kid's mom and his dad could have been, like, at a park, getting it on, the worst place to do it, and that's how they landed there.
Oh, yeah. Wait, really?
Well, yeah.
Wait, you can be on a sex offender list?
I'm pretty
if you're having consensual.
I mean, you're out in the public. And
yes.
It's kids. I thought, for example, if I
always thought it was if you did like it to like.
I could be totally wrong. I of course, I'm not educated in this.
No, like I feel like that's still a problem.
But
they would.
For example, if you're walking down and you see like kids playing and you're in front of like what are those like a kindergarten or preschool? I don't know where kids will go out inside and play. No, it's like a school type thing, not like a playground. But I'm saying like. Daycare, whatever. You know what I mean. Those places.
Okay.
When you go there and they're outside, having their little recess time. And if a guy's walking and he's like, man, I got to pee real bad. Worst time in place to pee. But, like, you do that and, like, a teacher sees you or someone sees you and they call the police on you, I think you can end up in the sex offenders list doing that. I'd like to say so. That's what I've been trained to believe through the
I didn't realize
media.
that. I always thought it was, like, if you harmed someone or like
Dog,
did something.
I do not play when it comes to that stuff, so I'm not never gonna test that. So we're never gonna know.
Well, that's good to know.
So, man, if you didn't think it could get worse,
Oh God.
it can.
Oh my God.
So,
I'm so done. I'm done with this world. I'm so done.
Motherboard put out an article. Motherboard is it's like a subcategory of Vice. I mean, shout out to Vice for always giving the good content. Saying that the California DMV is making $50 million a year selling drivers' personal information. Like,
Hold up. Hold up. So you're telling me the DMV
yep,
makes $50 million a year on just this, not all the other stuff, but on selling the personal information. You're telling me that, and they're still as slow as they are?
yeah, I mean, yeah, because they don't care.
I'm just saying, if we're making that much money, you can clearly improve somewhere, okay? But no, regardless, I mean, what? So, like, we're making money off... Okay, see, that sucks, because you have to have a driver's license.
Yep. So, they go on to say, DMVs across the country are selling data that drivers are required to provide to the organization in order to obtain a license. This information includes names, physical addresses, car registration information. California's sales come from a state which generally scrutinizes privacy to a higher degree than the rest of the country, and that is shocking.
Don't you have to get? Do you give your social security to to DMV? I don't remember.
That's a good question.
I'll find out in January.
But I say this to think, like, we normally think, oh man, if we're signing up on these websites with our phone number, this is how we're getting like these spam calls. Here's what I'm debunking right now. Why do I feel like the reason my grandma keeps getting these calls from some guy in India is because the DMV is selling them my data.
Right? No, right. Especially like an older person who probably isn't like on a million random websites and like all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I don't understand how that can happen. If my grandma's had this number for decades,
right?
She's not on anything. Like,
right.
What's happening here?
Oh wow.
Like,
that's interesting.
That's what came to my mind when I first found this out. I'm like, huh. I wonder how much Connecticut's getting from us.
I don't know, but I'm tired of all these spam calls. I'm getting a lot lately.
Man, it sucks because you don't separate your business number from whatever, from a personal. So mine is dope.
Mm-hmm.
What? So I can't do it right now because I'm currently getting calls, but what do you call it?
Oh, right, because of the wedding stuff.
On iOS 13, if you have like the newer iPhones, I'm not sure what generation.
Yeah.
You can set it so just, if you're not in my contacts, you're going straight to voicemail. I love that feature.
That's not fair. I wish I could do that.
Currently, I had to deal with some spam calls recently. Man, first world problems.
I swear, every time, it says silence unknown callers.
It's a beautiful feature.
I swear, every time it says potential spam, I immediately hang it up. Like, I have no patience because I'm like, if it's telling me that it's potential spam, there's like a 0.01% chance that you're a real person. So I don't care right now.
Yeah.
Like, just go away.
And like you don't really
I'll get like 5 a day, and I'm like, why?
Yeah. And they've gotten so smart with this stuff when they're giving you these calls.
They're all different numbers too.
Well, they're not sounding so much more robotic. They sound like real, like someone like really recorded this to scam me. Like, I'm like, wow. It's so interesting because like as soon as you say hello and then you hear the recording like trigger and it sounds like a real person.
You know what I hate, and I don't know what it is.
What?
I swear, so I'm getting spam calls, or like maybe not spam calls, but calls from like, I feel like Yelp does this and like different places like that, where a number shows up on your phone as if it's a local number. Okay, so it looks like a person that's calling you. It says like a local town, stuff like that. And then when it goes to voicemail, it's a different number, which looks like spammy and like 800, whatever, and all that. And then you listen to the voicemail and it's like someone that was trying to get through to like sell something to you. And I'm like, that's skeevy. That's a new one.
That's smart.
So like, I don't trust any calls now because I'm like, it looked like a legit call.
Yeah.
How do they do that?
I don't know. That's the wrong person.
I don't like it.
But man, so going back to this, the reason that this is about California, and I'm sure a lot of other DMVs do this, is because Motherboard was able to acquire this information. How they acquire
Motherboard.
this.
That sounds so like futuristic.
They don't really detail how they got it.
Oh, that's great.
But
that's helpful.
It's interesting because they show, what they're looking for fiscal year, like up from 2013 to 14 all the way to 2018 to 19 of back in 2014 they made 41 million and they
a mere 41 million.
And 2019 fiscal year it's 51. So that's a lot of money. And why is the DMV so slow?
No, legit though. If we're making so much money, there are ways you can improve. You can put it back into better methods or more people working there or something. Really?
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense to me at all.
Like, you got all that money and it's still the worst experience on the planet. You know how, there's, Disney World? The DMV is, the exact opposite, okay? There's, the best place on earth and there's the absolute worst, and it's always the DMV.
Oh, yeah.
It's literally the worst thing. And I hate it because, see, you had to renew your license recently. And, I don't know if this is everywhere, but here we can go to, select AAA, offices.
It's
and it's just easy peasy and, quick and all that. But guess what? Because I'm changing my name, I have to go all the way to the actual DMV and go through everything there. I can't do it at AAA offices, so I get to endure that next month.
Well, you should pick a day that's not the weekend.
Yeah, I do, but I see all these people on Facebook. They'll go on a Tuesday or something. They'll go literally when it opens, and it already has a giant line.
I would not do that. I feel like a cool Wednesday would be nice.
I really don't think there's a good time to go.
There isn't.
It doesn't sound like there's a good time.
It isn't.
So yeah. That's fun.
Yeah.
That's going to be great.
So, we're tackling all the heavy hitters, and we're also going to be tackling Airbnb.
Yeah, never stayed in one, never care to. I never saw the fascination, and I don't like the idea of it.
So, Airbnb
everyone swears by it, but I just, no.
Yeah, Airbnb has done a lot of things in the past year or two. They've been under a lot of microscopes. Mm-hmm. And, man, one of the things recently now, because I think 2 people died in, some house party recently.
That's great.
Oh, it was, some shooting, I believe, a week or 2 ago. So, Airbnb
technically, that could happen anywhere.
Officially bans all open invite house parties. Yes, it could happen anywhere, but, again, you have someone that's renting out your place on Airbnb.
Oh, so it's a random... Oh, I see. Okay, never mind.
You don't...
So, it was someone who went to the party.
Yeah, and they didn't... Wait, what?
There's a shooting, someone was shooting who went to the party?
I don't know that part of it.
Oh.
That's something I saw on the news. Now this is Airbnb saying, "Hey, we're banning all parties."
Yeah. Well, I don't blame them. Well, you want to, because let's be real too. If I'm renting my place out or whatever it's called on Airbnb, I want to know who's there.
Well, here's the thing, because the person was like, "Oh, they didn't tell me they were gonna have a party." It's
right.
I never understood.
Then it's who's liable?
See, that's the thing. I never understood Airbnb. I'm not trying to knock anyone that does it or puts their house up on Airbnb or goes to someone's house. I just can't trust it because again, we're talking about Nest and having video cameras recording and everything. I don't know what this person has recording me.
That's true. That is also true.
There was another one a week or 2 ago. I saw this. Another news station
reported
reported
an episode of Black Mirror or something.
Yeah. And another news station reported this saying where this lady, you saw this one, where this lady lost her these family silverware and this jewelry and stuff because some couple was staying at her place and they stole their TV, maybe you weren't watching it because you no, I don't remember this. But essentially, she was like, we can get the TVs back and, all this other stuff that you can easily go and buy it from the store or whatever. But it's these family heirlooms that you've gotten.
Oh, I remember this. No, I was going to say to this something. I'm sorry. Why would you keep that in an Airbnb?
Yeah, but so she said that they were locked. But
regardless, I'm sorry. If I'm renting out a place, you're getting like, yeah, it'll look nice, but it's like generic kind of furniture and decorations and stuff that like I'm not gonna be sobbing if something happens to. Because you have to think, like, that's just like if I kept like my engagement and wedding ring like in a lockbox under the bed in the Airbnb. Why would I do that? Why would I even try to risk that?
Well, that's my thing, because I get like...
You have an actual house, because obviously if you're renting out an Airbnb, you must have another house. Keep your shit there.
I mean, no, I think she was on vacation, I think she said. Because again, I can see people renting this out while they're on vacation, because they're like, hey, I'm not going to be here for a week, and why not make money? I can see that.
Okay, see, I don't like that. No. See, if it's my normal house... and I'm just away for like a week and all my stuff is there, no.
I'm going to play devil's advocate with you. So I can get it if you've done this a bunch of, I want to say a bunch, but you've done this a good amount of times where you're like, oh, nothing bad has happened, or, minor things have happened, but nothing crazy. So
no, I'm not even doing it one time. I'm good.
Yeah, but you're, of course. But I can understand why, like, I get it. I don't understand the part of, like, you locking away. I'm not sure where she had, like, this, whether it was, like, in a basement where they couldn't get to or whatever. But she said it was locked. But I'm like, these people are in your house.
Yeah.
You don't know what they have on how they're going to break this. Like, unless you have, like, literally a vault to, like, put this in where no one can break through. They're in your house. They're going to be able to break down the door if they really want what's behind that door. Let's be real now. Like,
no
come on.
I'm good on both ends. I don't want to stay in one, and I don't want to rent out to do it. Like, I have no interest.
And like
people have like, and literally people will look at me like I have 6 heads when I say that. Like, and I'm just like, because there's people who like swear by them, and they're like, they're amazing, they're the best thing ever, they're less expensive, they're cushier, they're awesome, like all this stuff. And I'm just like, nah, I'm good. Like that's one of those things where like it's great until it's awful.
Hotel to me is so much more safer. Like I don't have to worry. Of course, you can get one of those freaky ones, but how rare is that? I feel like
right,
but. I don't have to worry about a camera being anywhere. Like, no stress. Things are clean. You can't really say that with an Airbnb. Like, you get it, and that's what you get. Like, I've seen... You can go on YouTube and find a bunch of, like, people that just do vlogs and, their Airbnb experiences, and it's not the greatest.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
Like, I would never risk myself or, like, if I had kids, bring my kids to that. It just isn't something for me. I never really understood that. But so they're blocking open invite parties, and it seems like Airbnb, they're trying to push to become public. I believe maybe next year or something like that,
so
or down the road.
Sense. They're doing the same things that Uber's doing.
Well, but here's the issue I have with Airbnb: things happen, and they're like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna stop doing this." Oh, okay, that's my issue, and I get it, but it's happening too much with Airbnb, like where. I forgot if it's in a different country or if it's in different states. Maybe California, I heard this. Where, like, in California, only, like, certain blocks of space in, like, an area or a town or something, I believe. I could be totally killing this because I saw this recently on, like, some real estate YouTubers video. It's, like, if you're within, like, this radius, you're able to put your house on Airbnb, and if you're not, it's, like... It's so interesting because as they're growing, they're like, we're going to allow this. We're not going to allow this. Oh, something bad happened here. We're not going to allow this. No, I mean,
that's smart, though.
Dog, you don't think about this beforehand? You don't say we can't have house parties beforehand until people die?
Well, yeah.
And I get, you can't necessarily stop these people from having it.
I think there comes a point, though, too, that something like that, it's like when money's involved, it sounds awful, but it's like, yeah. Like there, maybe it's like let's do it this way until something bad happens.
Pretty much.
It sounds terrible, but I feel like that's a real thing with big companies.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they have the leverage.
Pretty much. That's how I feel like they operate. Dog, the world is crazy. So, I'm gonna stray off from our data-filled episode here. And dog, I know you don't care about this as much. That's cool, whatever. But I gotta take a moment, and I gotta show you this video of what's his name, George Zimmerman, suing Trayvon Martin's family.
Didn't I see this?
Have you? Have you?
Didn't you watch this when I was in the room?
I don't know. Well, I'm going to share it to you and for everyone else listening.
Okay.
So, as you know, or if you don't know, George Zimmerman is suing Trayvon Martin's family for $100 million. And I don't really know how to detail this, so I'm going to play this 2-minute clip from ABC because they detail why he's suing them for this. And we're going to talk about it.
Not $1 million, $100 million, because he thinks he's... Wow. Okay. Wow.
Over a new lawsuit filed by George Zimmerman, the man who shot and killed unarmed teenager Trayvon Martin, but was acquitted. Zimmerman is now suing Trayvon Martin's family and others for $100 million. What does he claim? And the family tonight saying he is victimizing them again. Here's Steve Osunsami.
Not guilty.
He was acquitted of killing an unarmed black teenager in a shooting many argued was racially motivated. And tonight, George Zimmerman and his lawyer are suing Trayvon Martin's family, their attorney, state police, and former state prosecutors, making the unsubstantiated claim that one of the witnesses at Zimmerman's 2013 trial was a fake. In a lawsuit filed in Florida today, they paint a grand conspiracy and are asking for $100 million, arguing that the young woman who testified that she was on the phone with Trayvon Martin as he was being killed was a fraud, coached by prosecutors and Martin's family.
He said, "Why are you following me for?" And then I heard a hard breath man come and say, "What you doing around here?"
The lawyer filing the lawsuit has a long history of suing black lawmakers and pushing conspiracy theories. Larry Klayman once submitted a petition to deport President Obama. His legal tactics have gotten him sanctions and bans from some courtrooms. George Zimmerman hasn't rested since the trial, selling Confederate artwork to raise money for a supposed Muslim-free gun shop, and even selling the gun he used to kill Trayvon. The timing of the lawsuit is curious.
Where I got to know George Zimmerman.
It comes as Zimmerman is promoting a new movie on these new allegations. Trayvon Martin's family tonight says once again they feel victimized. Their lawyer is calling this another failed attempt to defend the indefensible and a shameless attempt to profit off the lives and grief of others. David? All right.
I was going to say, what is this man's obsession with profiting off this? Clearly. Yeah. Because if you're making your own freaking movie, you're going as far as to sell the actual gun that killed him. That's like the lowest. Well, and then it's like, I'm sorry, $100 million? Are you insane?
Dog.
Suing alone is a problem, but $100 million? Who are you?
So here's my thought. He got in contact with this lawyer that pushes these stupid conspiracy theories that, supposedly gets him banned from these courtrooms and stuff.
Right.
And this guy starts saying let's look back at your case.
Right.
Oh, was she really on the phone with him? Did you see a phone there? Maybe we got a case where we could sue them. What's your price? And they're trying things. It's so sad because Trayvon died in 2012.
I know. I remember when I was working at a warehouse as a packer. I remember in the break room, and I was eating lunch or whatever. I saw this on the TV all the time.
Dog.
It was around that time, and I was just watching, and I was like, "What the heck?"
Dog. It's almost been a decade.
I know.
You're still living off this?
It's crazy how long.
People haven't killed this guy.
It feels more recent.
Shouldn't say that. People haven't. I'm really shocked that this guy's still out living his life.
Well, and that's the thing is, it's almost. I thought he was gonna say he's suing because defamation of character and he can't live his life and he can't make money and he can't whatever. No, it seems like he's having a fine time with his life. And I'm sorry, Confederate artwork? There's some deep shit there.
Yeah.
What is wrong with this man?
And I feel so bad for Trayvon's family, especially his mom and dad. They of course they powered through and they started a nonprofit and to help kids so this doesn't happen to someone again. And I dig that, and it's if it sucks, yeah.
But it's it's stupid because it's if anything, they should be suing him because it's they're the one who lost a child. They're the one, they went through so much more. This guy's over here just literally he got away with it which is enough, and then he is profiting off
literally
it.
living off.
He's
off
literally. He made it like a business. What? Who does that?
I guess you can do that in America. You didn't know? You can kill someone. He's like, OJ did it. I could do it too. There we go.
No, this. Nah.
And when it was first announced this past week, everyone was just like, wow,
It's ridiculous.
this is
You'd
sick.
think that there comes a point where they could stop that or something, or they could try. Like, I don't know.
I assume
That
this is not
seems-
it's not gonna hold. Like,
No, obviously that is, but I mean, the whole like profiting off it and all that is so
you
sick.
can't do anything. It's crazy that people still buy this, and it's even crazier that
Right?
people
Well,
still
think about who's buying it. All these
Exactly.
hate groups and all these people who are supporting that and who are like lighting the flame of let's continue doing this.
It's not even the
and-
groups, but it's also the people like, oh yeah, I wouldn't want some black teenager coming through my neighborhood and he has a hoodie up and everything. Like, I don't know what he's doing.
bigots.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That's terrifying.
It's sad.
Because you're fueling those people out
And, like-
here that we're so desperately trying to take down because they're ruining everything.
One of the things I fear, like, whenever, because we're working hard, we're trying to get into like our next house be something nice. I guarantee our next house is probably going to be in an area that's more filled with white people than black, Spanish, whatever. And like, that's always something that, like, depending on what time we're in the world, is that going to be a problem? Where, like, man, if we have a boy, I would say more so, because I feel like you don't have to worry much about the girl, and he's, it's a black boy, he kind of leaned on my side of the color spectrum, and he's out hanging out with friends. Is that going to be a problem? Like, or is someone going to say, like, why is this kid here? Like, he doesn't look familiar. Like,
Right.
I don't know.
Is it a problem that he's screaming like kids do?
Exactly. Literally just playing outside. Can you tell your kid to be quiet? Like, something. Like, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. He scared me. He's 7, but
It's so stupid. Yeah. Those are, like, one of the things that, like, fear me, but I'm not worried about it until, like, that time comes. Because, of course, I don't play the what if game until, that happens. But it's just wild that you can, like, live off you murdering someone, and then come back and sue the people that you
The
took their son away.
audacity. That's literally it. Like, it just... How can you do that with a straight face? Like, those are the type of people you're like, you literally have no heart, brain, or soul, do you? At all.
Yeah.
Nothing. Nothing's going on.
Yep.
There's no empathy or emotion at all. There's no thought process of, wow, this is even a little wrong. Like, what? How?
Yeah.
How are there people like that?
I have no idea, but it's wild.
That's terrifying.
So I just had to share that because it was just like, wow, this is where we're at today.
A child. That was the first problem. Why are you killing a child?
Why are you afraid of a child?
Like,
That's the better question.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. So, like, regardless, like, okay, woo, like, I'm like struggling with my words because I'm so frustrated.
Yeah, it's annoying.
But it's like, regardless, it's not okay to be obviously like discriminating. But especially, it's like, think about it. You're an adult and it's a child. And you're afraid enough to do that.
Yep.
Unarmed. Okay? I understand there's some crazy teens out there and whatever. Maybe there's a 15-year-old who got gun happy or something. Sure, it happens. But, like, the average kid is not going to have anything on them.
Dog.
They're just a kid.
Kids walk down the street all the time. I'm not sitting there, like, looking out and, like, huh, that kid looks
I know.
weird. Let me go follow him.
No, yeah. It never crosses my mind, like, oh, my God, like, that... Like, yeah, it'll cross my mind where, like, a kid, say they're obnoxious or whatever, and you're just like, oh, like, you roll your eyes and you're like, oh, kids are so stupid or whatever. Like, like that kind of thing, because you get old enough and you kind of start to have less patience with, like, how teenagers act and all that stuff. But, like, not like, oh, that kid, oh, the way that kid's walking, I'm intimidated. I'm so intimidated that I'm going to do something
if a kid is
real
walking,
bad.
and if
Like,
if it's not someone that's like looks like they're scoping out houses or anything, and they're literally walking,
right?
Like he could be on his phone, he could just be listening to music, whatever. Yeah. And you find like that you're afraid, and you have to approach this person with a gun at that.
Right?
It's just
Why would
wild.
you even approach that? I don't even understand that to begin with.
Exactly. Like what? It's just like, man, a white's only thing, and he's not even white. That's the crazy part.
Well, I know. It's very interesting.
Like,
it's very interesting.
He just fits the skin tone, so it's like, oh, cool, he's close enough. I'm gonna hop off this train if you're cool with it.
Okay.
Lastly, guys, we're gonna wrap this bad boy up with some relationship advice, perfectly timed since the wedding is right around the corner.
Woo.
And this topic is about, should I tell the groom I think he's making a mistake?
You trying to hint something?
Yes, I am.
Excuse me?
I am the best man in his wedding. Not sure how I wound up with the spot of best man. As a groom...
He's like, I'm a terrible person. I don't know how I snagged that.
Just wait.
Oh,
as the groom cut me out of his life for 5 years, and then all of a sudden expects us to be BFFs again.
Oh.
If you're wondering why he cut me out of his life, the answer is to do heroin.
Oh.
Anyways, he met...
I hate you because the way we were going, I thought you were gonna say that it was because of the woman.
Nah. This guy wanted to do drugs, so he cut me out of his life.
See, the way you were hinting, I thought it was gonna be like the woman that he's marrying, and that was the whole
Let me
issue.
finish.
All right.
So he goes on to say, anyways, he met this girl on Tinder. They were from the same small town in New York, both now living in North Carolina. So it was meant to be.
Why are you reading it like this?
Have possibly been a coincidence, right? Because I feel like that's how this guy's talking, and like as he's like typing this out. So I got it. So he goes on to say, she is an awful person. Has to be the center of attention. She talks shit about his family nonstop. After his family were the ones to pay for a lawyer to get him off a felony drug charge, bailed him out of prison, and helped get him clean from heroin.
Wow.
He truly believes that his fiance is the reason he is doing well now.
Wait, what?
Wait,
what?
They didn't even meet until he was fully recovered.
Wait, what? Oh no. Oh no.
Houseway.
He getting manipulated.
Oh, here we go.
Oh no.
His family never asked for him to pay them back for the lawyer fees or court charges or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So in a way, they enabled his entitled behavior. But that's off topic. I love this guy.
But that's off topic. That's neither here nor there. But I'm just saying.
When they first met, the groom blew off his little brother's birthday party to sit in his car and text her all night.
The heck?
She eventually says in front of the groom and his entire family, yeah, if you hadn't texted me the whole night, I totally would have slept with some dude from the Appalachian state.
I'm appalled.
He goes on to say, I was awestruck when I heard that.
Yeah, you think?
Great way to start off a relationship. Oh, man.
Okay.
I'm just torn because he deserves to be happy. Who am I to tell him I think he's making a mistake?
Oh, boy.
I just wish I was oblivious to everything and not his best man. It hurts me to see how he lets her treat his family and how himself treats them poorly. Thanks for reading this. I'm sorry if this is, let me not go with that. But yeah, so thoughts and opinions, man. So dog,
she gonna end up cheating on him.
This is obviously what's gonna happen. She's clearly using him.
Like something, it's because like, I'm sorry, but to be like, oh, if you didn't text me, I was just gonna sleep with someone else. What?
Whether you say that as a joke or not a joke, that's not a joke.
But she was serious is like worse. Like, okay. So like, all right, so you think you're hot shit and you can just get whoever and like whatever. Okay, so like what's stopping you from, we have a blow up and you're just like, well, I'm just gonna.
See, and what's funny is she said this to him and his entire family. Like,
oh, that's awkward.
Like, why are you saying this to my whole family?
I don't want my mom to know. Like, ew.
That's a great introduction. Like, why isn't his family stepping in?
And the whole thing with his family, like, so the whole thing with the heroin thing is like, I understand leaning on a partner or whatever to stay clean and all that, but like, she's not the sole reason that you're better either. It sounds like he's thinking like the sun rises and sets on her, and he's oblivious to like what she's actually doing.
Here's the thing. Here's my thought. This is just random thought. This is my opinion. Don't shoot me. It's all poorly timed.
Yeah, that was a really bad.
Sorry.
That was
But okay, here's my thought. So you're saying your essentially ex-best friend is a drug addict or was a drug addict. Now he's clean.
Right.
So he was addicted to something. So now he found this girl during a time where he's back off drugs. He's fully recovered, and now he has a new addiction. And whether this person loves him or not, like he's just like he has to put. That's where he's putting his energy at because now he's still.
That is an interesting observation.
Even though he's off drugs, he still has to be hooked to give something his attention. Is what I feel like. So that's my thoughts.
That's a thought. Yeah. Yeah. Because people do that all the time. Wow. But she sounds like she's manipulating him straight up.
Of course.
Like
this is gonna end up in one or two ways. Divorce, or it going and taking a bad turn because he's probably gonna end up doing something bad to himself. Because I can see if we're going with the logic of someone being like really, addicted to someone in a sense where like they need this person, they feel like they can't live with this person has helped me, like they really think that. When it comes time for this girl to be like, I'm tired of you, I'm gonna go, elsewhere,
or cheats on him or something.
Exactly, it's gonna be a mental breakdown for this guy.
Oh no! And then he can turn back.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah. So it's like
that's not good.
As a friend, I see that, and it's like, damn,
that's scary.
And he's like, and the guy is sitting here, he's commenting, and he's like, I can't really do much because if I say like, hey, like you shouldn't do this, he's gonna be like, oh, I'm jealous of her, and I'm like, I'm not. I'm just looking out for you, buddy. Like, it's a tough situation.
Well, and it's interesting because it's almost like because he was kind of like they were close and then they're not, and then they're like kind of back together, but not like like it's almost like he has a clearer view of it than if they were like close the whole time. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, because now he's more of an outsider, and so he's kind of just observing without like overstepping or whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. What I would do, I would pull my friend to the side somewhere and be like, hey, I don't think you should do this. I really don't think it's a great idea. She's not right for you. Whatever. If he doesn't listen to me, sure, we'll go through the wedding. I'll be there. I'll support you through it all.
He probably won't want you in the wedding anymore.
We'll deal with that if that happens. But, we'll go through the wedding, all that stuff. And then I probably will just go back to not talking to you. Because I don't... Because
it's like you don't want to watch you burn.
Exactly.
Like, I tried to help you, and it's like... Oh, it's like... Oh, what is it? It's like the Scars song by Papa Roach. It's so true.
Only you and all the white people know this song.
You know what? All right, okay. The whites know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Because I'm like, a cool story, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll play it for you after.
No, please don't. Please don't.
Man, that was my jam growing up.
I bet it was.
No, but it's basically the whole idea of like... Like, I tried to help you, and I think the music video was like, it was like a girl who like was like an alcoholic, and it was like, it's the idea of like, I was there and I tried to help you as much as I could, but there came a point where like it just wasn't working, and so I had to cut ties because now it's gonna bring me in too.
Yeah.
Like, and it's which those situations always suck because it's not even like you don't want to leave the person when they're in this, but like it's like. It becomes dangerous at a certain point.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm with you.
That's hard. That's a hard situation.
That's why I would like leave, because it's like operate on your own. It's clear we were close friends.
You can't help someone who doesn't want help.
Yeah, we were close friends in the past, and clearly we grew apart, and that's fine. Just we got to live separate lives. It's not working out. I'll check up on you every now and then, but other than that, we don't have too much in common anymore. Mm-hmm. That's how I would operate this, Sid.
Okay.
Anything else?
No.
Man, if you're cool with it, I'm about to wrap this bad boy up.
I'm cool.
I'm cool. I'm cool. All right, guys.
Missy wants to say bye.
This time next week, we'll be officially wed. Is that the term?
This time next week. I mean, it's Saturday.
No, like the hit.
When you guys are hearing it. Yes, and heads up. So next week's episode is going to be like obviously pre-recorded kind of early in the week.
We're making it fun though. Don't worry about that.
Well, yeah. So like it'll be fine, but yeah. So like, yeah. I don't know.
Like,
Well, it's like we'll be talking to you, but it'll be like a week before that we're recording it.
We're keeping it interesting. We keep it funky over here. All right. With that being said, guys, she's gonna have the dog sniff on the mic or claw it. Who knows?
Pet the mic. Oh, thank you for the kisses.
Okay. With that note, guys.
Say hi, guys. Oh, big yawn.
Can I close out this?
Yeah, she's trying to close out with us.
She's not.
There we go. Did you guys hear that? It went lick, lick.
That's disgusting. All right. With that being said, guys, thank you for listening. I'm Shadell, co-host of Paging the Simpsons. I'm joined by my lovely fiance.
For the last time. Lauren.
Joker in the building. I'm sorry
that
for you guys. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Peace out.